Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Even though we have the internet and can interact with thousands of people at any time of day, sometimes life can still feel a little bit lonely. Thank you, patrons, not only for recommending awesome songs like this, but also for making meaningful connections with us and our community. I'm excited to get to dive into Yes once again, and I'm also excited to get to talk about mental health and the sponsor for today's video soon. But for right now, let's get to it.
Move yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the beginning and talk about some of these really cool elements in the introduction. But I just have to say, even before we go back, I love the vocal entrance in there. It was like a dive straight in. It came in a little sooner than I expected. I like the way it just took over. That was really cool. Okay, back to the beginning. There have been so many different guitar sounds through like different filters since it first started. And there's also been a big variety in the reverb used. I like the way this one is really dry now and there's more space between everything. So there's silence and then there can be an upbeat at various times. It's sort of fascinating how the sound evolved so quickly in just the first 20 seconds. Let's go back one more time. Right, that has lots of reverb. The first part was muffled and now we're in a big room. And then it feels like it shifted spaces once more right there. I love those two sounds back to back. It just inspires so much giggling.
Move yourself.
And I'm trying to figure out what it is. I feel like it's not a square intro, meaning I don't think that everything has been your standard 4/4 and entrance on top of the 4/4. It feels like we had a little bit of a different count in, and that's maybe why I didn't expect his voice to come in at this time. Both times, it actually caught me by surprise. But I love the way it just feels like he's catching the wave of the sound, entering right in. So many different pieces have been introduced so far. It almost feels natural that we have a surprise as well. Oh, it's delightful.
Move yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future. Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or loser. See yourself.
Ooh.
You are the steps you take. You, and that's the only way. Shake yourself. Your every move you make. So the story goes.
Wow. Oh man. I love his expression of these lyrics. Reading the lyrics ahead of time, I knew I wanted to weave in a message about mental health, but his expression of them even more makes me want to talk about mental health. I believe so strongly in caring for your entire well-being, and that's why I'm excited to talk about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I really love the line, "You are the steps you take," because there's a lot that we can do to build ourselves up. But sometimes the best step to take is to reach out to someone to help you learn how to make the next best step. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible, which is super important because when you're down, You shouldn't have to wait months to talk with somebody. You need to make your next best step now. It's easy to sign up. You just answer a few questions online and BetterHelp will match you within a few days. Plus, if you use the code betterhelp.com/charismatic, not only will you be supporting this channel, you'll also get 10% off your first month. I've done therapy several times in life, and some therapists were just better than others, or maybe I just clicked with them better. BetterHelp lets you switch therapists for free if you don't really click with your first one. And you don't have to worry about things like insurance still covering it or who's in network or anything like that. I personally am using BetterHelp right now to help me build life skills around managing stress. Ever since giving birth to my son, it's been hard for my mind and my body to bounce fully back. I love that I have someone I can work with on this from home while my son is napping. Also, because they're online, BetterHelp is able to match you with a therapist who's specialized in a particular field who you might not have access to in your area. The community of the charismatic voice is international, very widespread, and many of you live in remote areas where you don't have access to much therapy. I've heard from many of you that BetterHelp has helped you no matter where you're from. Thank you for caring for your mental health, and thank you to BetterHelp for supporting us and this channel. If you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/charismatic. Now let's get back to the music and internalize this incredible message even more.
Never thinking of the future. Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or loser. See yourself. You are the steps you take. You
That
and you,
line.
and that's the only way. Shake yourself. Your every move you make. So the story goes.
Man, I am just so inspired by these lyrics. The idea of shaking it yourself. Oh man, I know sometimes when you're lonely, sometimes it's like even more scary to reach out. Sometimes it's comfortable, and so you are scared to shake things up. Oh, I think it's his voice too. He has a really inspiring voice. Let's go back more. Let's talk about the vocal line a little more. I'm just so inspired by his words.
Prove yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future. Prove yourself.
I think it's the way there's a certain boldness in his sound, and that comes from that attack as well. But it's not like an aggressive attack. It feels like a free, confident, open attack. And that's partly because it just sounds like he catches his wave of air right away. But I also hear this beautiful balance of like there's a little bit of fluffy air in the tone. And I'm also hearing him at a younger age now than when I first heard him. And I still hear just a little bit of air in the sound that is, um, it feels like there's like a little breath of life in there somehow.
Never thinking of the future. Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or loser. See yourself. You are the steps you take. You, and that's the only way.
I also love the expression that he has when he's at the microphone here. This is fantastic. I don't know if he knew where the camera was in this instance, but it really feels like even though I think they're in a studio setting, it feels like he's directing this to an audience. I love the honesty that I see in his eyes right there.
You are the steps you take. You, and that's the only way.
I feel like he knows what he's talking about.
Shake yourself. Your every
That's such a cool like interjection from the instruments there. Kind of recalls back to the introduction once more.
only way. Shake yourself.
It's
Your
shaking.
every move you make. So the story goes. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
Ooh. So I should mention here, I know patrons at one point, some of you were recommending the live version of this. I think it was from 2016. Some of you were saying that this one was a good one. I ended up going with this because I wanted to hear Jon Anderson as a younger man. I wanted to hear sort of where the voice had evolved to. Last time I think I heard him from a performance in 2017. And I also wanted to hear what a studio production of their sound would be. It's so different, live and studio. And I think there's so much value in each. I like live for seeing what they're doing with their body to support their sound. But I also like studio because especially if you have moments like he had with the mic right there, but that lets you know what their vision for the cleanest version of the sound would be. So in this, it's so cool to hear how they've worked in the harmonies, the different kinds of effects they've put on them. There were a bunch right in there that were just mesmerizing. See, right in there and much better that there's like I almost think it's a synthesized version that's in there as well. It almost sounds a little spacey at times, right? It feels like almost a little psychedelic actually.
I'm gone.
Ooh, that's a cool
Maybe there's
delay.
another way to do this.
Ooh. Oh, this is fascinating. Okay. This might be why. I know there's a remastered version. I think it's from 2008. Again, we looked into versions of this so much and really, really took a lot of time trying to figure out which one to do, especially as I can't see them before, so I have to rely on a bunch of other people. I know that version was much shorter, but I don't think it had the music video to go with it. So that makes me think that maybe there might be like a little interlude here. This is kind of cool. I like the bird transition. Burb. Ooh, nice cherry. Whoa! So much transmogrification going on. So I think we've just gone through all of the band members and changed into animals. And they were saying, wait a minute, there might be a better way to do this. So we're journeying somewhere, but I don't know where yet. Is that London? Oh, is this the beginning again?
Move yourself.
It is. It's the beginning again. And I think it's the same production. I'm pretty sure it is. But we're black and white here, and I think we're going to storyline to go with it as well. This is fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen a music video that did this sort of journey back to a bit. I'm just so fascinated by how they have come together with their vision here. I'm kind of giddy about it.
Move yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future. Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or loser. See yourself. You are the steps you take. You and
Whoa. Whoa. That was so cool. Like the flash with back to color, but then there's a snake around his neck. I'm guessing this is the one that went full snake mode. Um, oh my gosh. I feel like there's so much being said about, I can't tell if we're talking about the path in life and how it could have changed, or um, are these people helping? It feels kind of like maybe they're bad. I'm not sure. But maybe they're helping to shake things up. I'm not sure. Maybe this is all just some crazy dream since it's black and white and we had a moment which seemed like reality in color.
Be yourself. You are the steps you take. You and you, and that's the only way. Shake, shake yourself. Your every
That's
move
cool
you
how they put that
So
over.
the story goes. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
I've noticed that it seems like everybody's face in the audience, I guess, or the extras sort of in the film, including this woman. It seems like everyone's face has been just really down, really dead of feeling. I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Of course, the baby has a lot more expression, but look at the faces as it goes by. There's stillness. There's just down. It's all everybody's looking down a little bit. It's pulled down tons.
Say you don't wanna chance it. You've been hurt so before.
Oh my god. The tongue flick was that a synthesizer sound? Oh my gosh. That was brilliant.
You've been hurt so before.
I don't think I'm going to be able to see a lizard do that in the future without thinking about that synthesizer little interjection.
You've been hurt so before. Watch me now.
One more time, one more time.
You've been hurt so before. Eagle in the sky. How it
Oh.
does it one and only. You lose yourself.
The cat falling on top. That was exquisite. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. I am really, really caught up in what's happening in this video. I promise I'm going to go back to some more vocal analysis in just a bit, but wow. That sound with the cat falling, the lizard tongue. There have been a few other interjections of animals, but those two have been my favorite so far because they went with such a strong musical sign as well.
One and only. You lose yourself. No, not for pity's sake. There's no real reason to be lonely. Be yourself. Give your free will a chance. You
I love that. Be yourself, give your free will a chance. Oh man, like this message is so incredible. This of like, don't be stuck in a rut, essentially. Just there's so much that you can do. It's so empowering. Wow. This might go on my uplifting playlist. I have those, I have like playlists of like, oh, start your day off with happiness, which has some ELO on it, of course. This would be a good uplifting playlist. Yeah.
be yourself. Give your free will a chance. You've got to want to succeed. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than the owner of a broken
Wow.
heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
Oh, that was such a cool evolution. Oh, I like that. Okay, I want to go back to the chorus again with these incredible backings and harmonies. I love just listening more thoroughly to how they're brought in, like what that surround is like, the different placement of them.
Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than the owner of a
Like the sliding of that backing one makes you feel almost dizzy.
owner
Wow, it suddenly feels like it somehow became like more victorious, where we were like getting sunk into something, even though there's this uplifting message. It feels like it just some sort of thing switched and we were able to overcome or maybe struggle in the right way. I'm getting a lot more flashes. Good. That is just so cool. I love the evolution. I love the progressive nature of Yes. I like the way there's been a groove that's been established and then they broke it here. Like, yes, we do still have some very similar underlying rhythm that's going on, but it's shaking things up to go with the lyrics. Let's go back some. Don't you hesitate. Yow! Man, Jon Anderson just has a voice that sits so high. Some people have voices that sit low, some medium, some high. His voice sits really, really high. That little yow is just one example. And we're back to that sound that has a lot more dryness so that there's space between, so less reverb and a little more silence essentially between things. Welding, forging? Whoa. This is such a bold solo, kind of like what it seems is going on in the movie too. It's just it's got like some screechiness to it at times. And the slide? That's like there's a little screech in there. There's a lot of screech in there. That was a quick switch. Oh, nice. Huh. That was such a fast switch. I wonder what musically inspired them to make such an abrupt shift. Because a lot of times there is some abruptness that I've heard in their composition where they'll suddenly bring something else in, but usually I feel like it has a little bit more attachment to the thing right before. That one felt like the most abrupt one to me so far, and I'm not sure what musically inspired it. I'm gonna go back a little bit, see if I can catch it. No, it feels like it's very deliberately abrupt. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, I would love to know in that live premiere chat. I think that it is very purposely abrupt. Yeah, that's cool. Feels like it's back to that sort of more soothing journey. Huh. Interesting. So I hadn't noticed this before. In the chorus, it sounds like each time the vocals come in, it sounds like there are actually more of them. Check that out with me one more time. Like right here-ish. Maybe doubled there. A little more harmonies, more coming in. Thicker layers right there. Yeah. And we get more people that seem like are relating to him now too. And even more layers. Whoa! Yay! Okay, we were able to fly. I was right there. Okay. I got so nervous when he jumped off the building. I have to say, I was like, no, there have been a lot of hard things, but just don't do that, okay? But it seems like this was sort of like a strange fake world. And so instead of like jumping off a building in reality, I think we had a metaphorical jump off and soar in life sort of situation. I hope that's what it was. That's my interpretation. Black suits, yeah. They'll be free. The music sounds victorious there. Full bird mode. Yeah, definitely some major in there. Feels a lot happier. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool. That's like a moment from The Matrix where everybody's going in the same direction all the time. Don't accept humdrums, essentially. Just say, I am going to forge my own path. This is such an inspiring song and video. I love that we chose to do this version. It really lets me see into what Yes might have imagined going with their music. It gives an extra layer to it. It's just fantastic. I care so much about mental health, about yours, about everyone's mental health. I just want us all to have fulfilling and wonderful lives. So please, if you're in need of some help or just a person to talk to, check out that link in the description. And also, I'm going to make you up a playlist over here that is songs that can help with your mental health. I hope you'll check that out, and may you fall more in love with music every day.